welcome to BSTV. This is the GT4 TCR Challenge. This is Season 8 and Round 11. We are at the not-so-sunny, very, very cold, surprised we've not got snow, Knockhill circuit, which is in Fife, just north of Edinburgh. So bring your Macs and your umbrellas, whatever it takes to keep the rain off you, and enjoy some chaotic racing round Knockhill. It's a bit like flying fighter planes round a teacup. It's quite a short lap, and it's going to be quite a riveting race. I'm Pete Bingham, not Clyde Whiten, as you'll notice there. Clyde's otherwise engaged. And in the booth with me tonight is Sir Alan Toon. Good evening, Sir Alan.
Good evening, my friend, and a pleasure to be here. And a bit sunnier here than it is at Knockhill.
Always. You could be stood under the biggest storm cloud ever, and it'd probably be sunnier than Fife. So on the cameras we have Sam Boozen trying to keep us all squared off. Good evening, Sam.
Good evening, Pete, Alan, and everybody watching.
And we have a cold track. We have a very foggy evening, which doesn't help the drivers. It certainly doesn't help the commentary because we've got to peer through the gloom as well. Yeah, this one's going to be a bit of a tasty race, Alan. We've got some very, very competitive GT4s. Wobbly needs to get himself some points tonight because otherwise he's not going to be able to roll away with the top trophy. He needs as many points as he can get over this and the next race. And the next race is at I do know the answer to this, Imola. Which is another challenging track. So he's going to have to do some serious work here, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to have his work cut out as well because this is not the kind of track where you can get away, and it's actually dangerous. It's a dangerous drive. You know, you can get a wheel off and be in serious trouble in this place.
Yeah, we'll do a lap. Hopefully in a TCR later on. So at the minute, Simon Trendel leads the GT4s. He's on 634 points with his drop week. Wobbly is in second on 612. So there is only 22 points between the top two. So Simon will be wanting to make sure that Wobbly stays behind him, come what may, and the weather may play a part in that, I suppose. And then Jamie Wilson is in third. So Team Chimera wanting to close out two of the top three positions by the end of the season. He's got a 74-point lead over Stefan, who is on screen at the moment in that quite nice liveried Porsche. And then in fifth place, is he with us tonight, Rob Venn? No, he's not, is he? So Rob not racing with us this evening and is likely to get overhauled by Chris Needham, who is here tonight. Although Chris is not showing his speed lately, Sir Alan. He's not up there at the top end.
No, and I'd like to see him there, to be honest. But you know, this is a difficult place to win and a difficult place to make ground. These races are good races, and you're going to have your ups and downs in any season, matey.
You are, yeah, definitely. So, other races that we've not already mentioned. Jason Kiley Haddington is in tonight. He'll be the one pirouetting in his Porsche. And there's Dan Blake, who's with us again.
Yes, Dan's in his bright pink.
Yeah, if you want to be seen, that's the way to do it, isn't it? We were on board with Ollie Ricks for a second, I think it was. And then Rick Verhoek is also... Oh, it is. It's Ollie Ricks is in a BMW. Is that normal?
Yes. Yeah. No. Now, as I understand it, I think he's not getting on with the TCR, and he's decided to change it and take the drop points.
Oh wow! Right. Okay. Well, he's flying around here in the BMW for a change. So yeah, I don't know where you've got him in the setup. Oh, you have got him in the BMW. Yeah. That's fine. He's doing the extracurricular version of the course there, Alan. He's
well,
trimming the verge.
I'm very familiar with this. last time I was here, it was an utter disaster for me. We
Oh.
had 4 races and I didn't finish 1.
Oh dear. Right. And then let's talk TCR very quickly before they get underway. So, top of the TCR pile. Who's that? JB.
JB.
It's to the right, JB. Just keep going to the right a little. So Stephen Walker leads the way on 607 points with his drop score as he goes hooning it through. That's Clark's chicane, isn't it? Because this is Clark's corner here. We'll do a lap in a second. Russell Cowell in the OP car is in second. Look at him trying to get a tow. Cheeky. He's on 569 points. So there is a race on there, albeit in sister teams from Spectre 6. Shane Powell rounds out the top 3 at the moment on 495 points. So a small but not insignificant miracle is required for him to challenge for the top spot or challenge for the next place. But he is only 4 points above my teammate and the guy that should win tonight, in my opinion, Gary Craig.
Gary.
491 points. So there's nothing in that. Gary's
really 491. Oh goodness.
Yeah. And Spencer McCarthy, who is not here tonight, giving up points. I think real life has got in the way. Is on 483 points. So he's only 8 points behind Gary. So at that 3rd, 4th, and 5th place, it's all very tight, Alan, and it's going to be a bit tasty.
Yes, this track invites tasty racing, let me tell you. I'm glad to see that they're going the right way round, because going the other way around, it's a nightmare. But going this way around, it's plenty exciting, and I don't know anybody who actually doesn't like it. Sometimes you get people who blow hot and cold about tracks, but I don't know who doesn't like this place. Everybody loves it.
It's a great track. Going anti-clockwise around here would be a bit weird. It'd be like playing snooker left-handed for me.
Oh, nightmare! It was a nightmare for me.
So let's jump on board with let's do Simon. He's on the start finish and he's heading towards turn 1. You kind of give your faith to the car through turn 1 and then get it back round for turn 2. So we're now heading through Butchers into the Arnold Clark chicane. You just hammer it through there. There's no better way to describe it. This is Clark's corner. And then you open it up for Hislops, which is this long and sweeping straight, which isn't a straight, obviously. Certainly not a straight away. You might just wind up Clyde by saying that. And then you enter into Taylor's hairpin, which is you just take it as tight as you physically can in both cars, and then power it up and over the line and head towards Duffus Dip again.
Tricky, this first section. Getting this right is absolutely essential. Just that first bit going down the hill there.
Yeah,
it's a wicked, and people will try and go past you on the outside and on the inside.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy. So we're on board with the TCR now, taking lots of curb there, Shane. You might want to take a little less next time round. And you just kind of point it across the chicane and hope that it sticks, is the best way to describe it. And then you head towards Clark's third gear corner, tuck it right in, but don't hit the red thing because it just punts you out into the sand. And then nail it, going through Hislops here towards Taylor's.
Another vital bit. You've got to get a good entry to this corner and going up the hill. Otherwise, it's a long way to suffer.
Yeah, entry I think is about 40% of it. The exit of it is 60% because you've got to be no wheel spin. You've got to have full traction all the way up the hill. Otherwise, you just get mugged before you get to the start-finish line, which isn't that far down the straight. So, yeah, that's not the right line, Carl. That really isn't. Oh, was that Martin? That was Martin, sorry. Going across the grass there. So, yeah, there's a lot going on in all the little leagues. Team standings-wise, Team Chimera lead the way on 1,304 points. Spectre 6 Hyundai, or otherwise known as OP. Russell will love me for that later. And have you got that soundbite still, Sam? Have you been playing it regular?
I do play it all the broadcast.
Oh, that's good. Excellent.
You should watch the broadcast, Pete.
I don't watch it. I'm usually featuring in it or driving really badly. This would have been one of the tracks where I'd have actually performed well, but never mind. So Spectre 6 Hyundai, or Spectre 6 OP as they're now called, are just behind Team Chimera on 1147. Obviously different classes of car, but everybody's in on the Team 1. And then Spectre 6 on 1050 are just behind that. Then the greatest team on the planet, BSTV Esports Green, you can tell that I'm not biased at all, are in 4th place on 898, so we've got quite a lot to do. Oh, that is a bit extracurricular from Sam. Be interesting to see what caused him to do that exactly, but never mind. And then in 5th, Alpine Styles, Geodesic Racing Black. On 767, here's the replay. Alan, let's see what he did.
Well, it doesn't take very much, so...
It's going to be a chicane-centric incident, I fear. Well, kinda.
Look at that, see? Wow. You see that it's got some really accelerating grass, I call it.
Yeah.
It's unusual where you put your brakes on and you actually go faster.
Yeah, and did you see it? It put its own wheel back on. That was pretty impressive.
Invisible mechanics. And they're bloody quick. Yeah.
They are, yeah. Better than the ones in the pit lane.
Oh, far better. They get better paid as well.
Driver of the meeting is all tied at the moment. Simon Trendel on 8 points and Jamie Wilson on 8 points.
Yes, another battle there.
I know. But Team Chimera locking that one out, Alan. Both Team Chimera drivers. And then Russell Cowell in the OP car is in 3rd at the moment, so that's good. And then we've got the head-to-head going on. I tried to pay attention to what Clyde was saying once about how it all works, but never mind. Yeah,
I don't know how it works either, but we seem to have interesting finals. Are we at finals? Looks like it says finals there.
We are, yeah. We're on finals. It's Russell Cowell versus Stephen Walker, so that's an intra-Spectre battle. Excuse me. For TCR, and then in GT4 it's Wobbly versus Stefan, which could be a bit tasty because Stefan's reasonably quick round here. He's 3rd fastest at the minute in quali. We'll run through the quali standings very quickly because we've only got 3 minutes left of qualifying. We've got some burn down time, that's for sure. So
Stefan's been doing great though, hasn't he? He's been showing really good pace these last few weeks. So I wouldn't put anything past him, especially if he's, if he likes the track. And the Porsche will be handy around here, I think.
Definitely, yeah. So at the moment, Sam Blees is your TCR provisional poleman. He's done a 50.80, sorry, which is utterly rapid. Right behind him, although the track is very cold, so that's probably leaning into that. Stephen Walker is your provisional 2nd off, with Gary Craig, who should win this, in my opinion, in 3rd place, starting off provisionally, and he's ahead of the OP driver, Russell Cowell. Excuse me, while I try and stop myself from choking. And in GT4, Wobbly Kneecaps is currently top of the pile on a 49.81. Wobbly drove the Radical last night in a Dutch league and won the race by about 3 weeks. He was that far ahead. It was quite amusing. I spotted for him even though I didn't need to, just because it was really funny. Simon Trendel is 2nd in the pile, and he's not that far behind, 1.5 tenths. And then Stefan in 3rd place at the moment provisionally. But there's still time for more laps at the minute, Alan?
Yes, there's nothing in it, is there? What's interesting to me is how close the GTs and the TCRs are.
Oh, yeah, there's 2 seconds or more in it.
Well, 49.8 plays 58, that's 1 second.
Yeah, I think race pace, very different. Wow, did you see how much air?
That's
oh, my word. Is that Simon or... I can't see the number. Yeah, it's Simon, isn't it? He was fully airborne then. That's a good curve cam. It shows you the way that the direction change just leaps.
Oh,
here we go. That was it. Wow, did you see that? He was absolutely airborne. Hey, you just got to put all your faith in it. So you've done a number of laps, right? Have you ever been here in real life, Alan, or not?
No.
No.
I've been to Edinburgh, and I've been further north. I've been to Land's End and John O'Groats and all that, but never been here.
Right. Okay. Evening to Daryl Denny on the chat. Good evening. Hope you enjoy the spectacle that you're about to have inflicted upon you. And of course, we've got a pit stop tonight, Alan. Pit stops here are a bit dicey, to be honest, because you're on that uphill start-finish portion. Everybody will be doing practice pit stops. Gary's doing his now. I thought JB was, but he kind of duped it. And then you've got to spot your pit box, and Gary's driven right into his.
Tricky coming out as well.
It will be for Gary. He's got a reverse out now. So, yeah, this is going to be a very frantic race, I think. Overtaking's difficult. Did you find that when you were racing here?
I don't do very much overtaking. But being overtaken, I'm something of an expert, and you do need to hold your line well, because there's not an awful lot of room.
No, there's not.
With the fields get mixed up, it's not going to be an easy thing for the GTs to move through easily. The corners and the curves and the cambers. It's not very friendly.
No, not at all. And you can see that some of the times for the GT4s put them in the middle of the TCR field. Right, I'll run through the grid. So your poleman is Wobbly Kneecaps. He poled it with a 49.818. Second off is Simon Trendel for Team Chimera. Third off will be Stefan Goebel for VTS Esports. Jamie Wilson starts behind his own teammate for Team Chimera in fourth place. Chris Needham goes off fifth for RWC Racing Red. Ollie Ricks goes off sixth for Result Clothing iRacing. Dan Blake goes off seventh for Fury Simsport. Jason Haddington goes off eighth for RWC Racing Red. And Rick Verhoek goes off ninth. In the TCR field, Sam Blees is your poleman for Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing. He's gone a bit high on the screen. There we go. Stephen Walker goes off second for Spectre 6. Gary Craig goes off third for BSTV Esports Green. Russell Cowell goes off fourth in the OP car. I'm going to say that as many times as I can get it in. And hopefully his "We're Racing" is also being played on the broadcast every time we see his car or I say his name. For Spectre 6 Hyundai. Fifth is Shane Powell for Spectre 6 Hyundai as well. Carl Hardy goes off sixth for Safeguard by Result. David Ayres goes off seventh for Result Clothing. Matt Flannery goes off eighth for Alpine Stars Geodesic. Ninth is Matt Elmore for Spectre 6. Martin Brennan goes off 10th for Safeguard by Result. JB Dejoux goes off 11th for LMT Racing. And 12th, and last, is Andrew Littler for Workguard by Result. Who's your prediction for GT4 and TCR separately, Alan?
I'm going to go for Stefan.
Stefan for you. Okay. Oh, we got lights.
Oh, crikey.
That was quick.
Sam.
All right. And they're rolling. So you're going to go for Sam Blees, right? Okay. I'm going to go Wobbly because it's a challenge to bet against him when he's now needing the points. So I think he's going to take this a bit more seriously than normal. And I think he's going to try and keep Simon behind him. And we'll see what happens with pit strategy and all that.
Yeah, exciting prospect.
I am going to go for Gary. I am going to pitch for my own teammate. Gary's going to win this one tonight. I think he's got the pace and he's stable enough to do it. Sam, let's have race director's opinion on this one. Who's going to win for you?
Well, I will pick Wobbly for the GT4, and I'll pick. You will have to listen to the broadcast to know who it is.
You're going to go for Russell?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Right, so evening to Marco Namela. I think he's just woken up because he thinks it's a V8 tonight. He's only joking though, so that's fine. Right, so formation lap. You do a full lap here, even though it's a new track, because it's so short. Obviously, it's only a 50+ second lap. So, is he going to go? He's gone. Look at that. He's gone with about 6 car lengths, Alan.
Okay.
Everybody's falling in, apart from Jamie. And is that Ollie? Yeah, it is. Ollie Rickson, his first time out in the BMW.
Yes, a very interesting prospect because Ollie is very quick normally.
Too wide through here. That's not going to work, boys. Through Butchers. Oh, that was a bit too close for my nervous disposition.
Hello,
JB having a pit lane start.
JB.
As the TCRs get going.
Oh, crikey.
This is going to be a bit crazy.
Oh, I've got everything crossed here.
I know. Russell is absolutely taking it to Gary at the minute, but he's lost out to that one. Oh, look at that. Bumper to bumper, literally, Alan.
Oh, we need to survive this early stuff till they get the tyres underneath them. It's greasy and leery out there, I think.
Yeah, Dan Blake putting a lot of pressure on Chris Needham, as is Rick Verhoek on Kylie. And these two are absolutely nailed together. Look at the gap they've got, because the guys behind are scrapping. And Gary's had to drop in behind Russ. Is he going to try a late break into turn 1? I don't think so.
I know.
It's in the OP car. What?
Oh, there they are. They're out the front there.
Yeah. They're
They've got that
absolutely
gap
flying.
already. They've started a gap already. Goodness me.
I know.
And that's what they're fighting as well.
Yeah, they've got a... what is that? That's nearly a 2-second lead already.
That's amazing.
So that's Sam Blees and Stephen Walker making a charge for finishing high up in the GT4 field.
Fantastic line round there. Goodness me. Wish
They
I
are
could do that.
Yeah, they're very equal. I think Russell's making the OP car look bad this week. Oh no, that's Ollie Ricks.
Oh, Ollie.
So, lost it, I think, doing the chicane by the look of where he is. So he's obviously bounced pretty high over it. We'll have a look at that in a minute. It's hard to look away from these two at the moment. Here we go.
Let's hope his car's okay.
I think it will be. I think he's just bounced miles in the sky. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. There we go. No wall contact now. Should be all right.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Just a bit of bruised ego, don't you think, Alan?
Well, it's his first time out, and a late change of mind to go into this different car, a very different car. He wasn't getting on with the front wheel drive, I don't think.
Right.
So a brave decision to change, and yeah, I think probably a wise one at the end of the day. I think it'll prove to be a wise decision, but regardless, a little off.
Yeah, he'll just need a good amount of practice to get, in the zone with that car. And then he'll be fine. But this is definitely heating up, and these guys are catching this front two now.
That's good. I didn't want to see Mr. Hardy being gradually distanced there. I like to see that green car hanging on.
Yeah, he is just clinging on there. He's got how much of a gap? He's got nearly 0.8 of a second to the car in front, so he's still well within the tow. An overtake, a challenge for the lead here in TCR. That won't work because you get a lot of drive on the outside when you do that. So he's going to have to fall back in again.
Brave though, and
yeah,
tasted a bit of driving. Nice.
And who was that taking position? That was Gary getting his position back from Russell. But Shane is in front of them, so I think something happened a little earlier because Shane wasn't in front of them before. So I think that was into Taylor's hairpin. We've had a real shuffle of positions. And these two have been caught now. So Shane Powell has caught on to his sister team teammate, Stephen Walker.
Wobbly and Simon are still locked together.
They are.
But they're pulling a little gap on Jamie.
They are. They've got a 3-second buffer at the minute, and they are within a second of one another. But it's hard to look away from all this. The TCRs are just too entertaining at the moment. As these guys go hooning through here and then into the chicane again. It's a little bit of a lottery because you only have to be slightly off your line, and your car does some bonkers stuff, Alan. You'll probably know all about that.
Mine does bonkers stuff whether I'm on my line or not. It's not going to be easy for him to get by, you know.
No, it's not.
Sam's a canny driver, and he's not going to give it away. So,
no,
you know.
And I think if the guys in the third back to fifth or sixth want a shot at the top spot, then they need to do a bit of working together and use their speed to catch up, not scrap with one another, and take the fight to the front too, because they've clearly caught them quick enough. Chris Needham is in close company still with Dan Blake in GT4, just to keep you up to date with that, as Gary does a move into Clark's. Is that? Yes. And now through Hislops, but he's lost out there, and he's about to get done by the Elantra of Russell Cowell. Marathan! Oh, that's super wide. That's going to cause problems here. Very big problems, and that's going to be a crash. Carl Hardy hip checked out into the grass. It's all gone terribly badly there. That was, well, you have to say, the car that went wide, which I think was Shane, probably should have stayed wide, because he's ended up putting the squeeze on Gary, who put the squeeze on Russ, who then hip checked Carl out the way, and Gary's been hip checked again. I think that was David Ayres, so he's getting shuffled down the order. Or down the order, even. It's all going on, Alan.
But it certainly is. You can't take your eyes off it. But goodness me, it was a bit pinball wizard, that was.
I need to go and take something. Calm my nerves. Where's those blood pressure pills? So let's see this again.
We don't want to see Gary going backwards either.
No, definitely not. So Shane dives into the corner. Russ dives in like crazy.
Oh, sandwich.
You've got to say, bit of racing incident going on all over the place there. So I suppose Gary could have pulled out of the accelerator, but should he have? Probably not. No. If Shane's already wide, then he probably needed to stay wide. It's not your first instinct, though, is it, Alan?
No. Very difficult to lift in that situation. Look, it looks...
everybody on one bit of tarmac.
Yeah. What can you do?
Not a lot. I mean, you've got to say some of that's just racing, isn't it? You're in close quarters with all the other cars. Let's see it from Gary's front bumper. So you're hoping that the car stays wide and that one doesn't close you in. So he was kind of the meat in the sandwich there, wouldn't you say?
I would say that he decided to go through just as they started to close together.
Yes, exactly that, yeah.
Which was probably a bad decision, but you wouldn't know that until it actually happened, of course.
No, hindsight is a beautiful thing.
Still, well, we seem to still be running, which is the important thing.
Yeah. That's JB.
What's that?
JB's been caught by Wobbly. And I think that's Simon just behind him, 0.8 of a second behind. There's an overtake for the lead just ahead of them. Yes, here we go. So Stephen...
Can Stephen do it?
No, because he's on the non-optimal line. He's going to have to drop back in because the outside line, out of Taylor's hairpin, is the optimal one.
And it just showed you how close they were. You've just got to make that on that hairpin bend. You've got to have just that little bit of extra pace coming through there.
Exactly, yes.
Just for that half a car, but he didn't have it that time.
No, and that's all you need. You're right, half a car. Doesn't sound much, does it? But it's hard to achieve.
especially when you're second on the road and the chap in front's got the optimal line and you've got to follow, and really you're picking up the pieces that he's leaving.
Yeah. Mark Onamail has called that as a racing incident on the chat.
Marco's absolutely right.
Yeah, and Shane is doing rather well without a rear wing. He left his rear wing on the start-finish straight with all that shenanigans that was going on.
He doesn't need all that downforce.
No, it's overrated. Slows you down.
You see, he's probably gained half a mile an hour. We can use it, of course, but...
So these two still thrashing it out. And in third place is Russell Cowell. A little bit further back now. He's been dropped by these guys after all that commotion.
They've still got amazing pace because, I mean, Russell to be getting 2 seconds up. These guys are going at it hammer and tongs, and for them to still be gapping the man in third place is because normally this would be his chance, wouldn't it? You know, to actually pull back. But no, they're going so quickly. You can't. They're invulnerable.
I mean, they're going so quickly, like you say, and they look stable. They don't look like they're losing control at any point. They all look calm and collected.
Yeah. But we're seeing Stephen come close, so you know it's an intriguing little battle. That's for sure. They're both really great drivers, and they're both tacticians as well. So maybe this will be down to the pit stops.
Yes, it could well be. So that's Matt Flannery getting a bit toasty with David Ayres, and just behind is Gary Craig, who's now caught Matt Elmore. There. That's the closest battle on track at the minute, apart from the top two TCRs, who are again getting a bit tasty with one another. Matt Elmore a bit crazy going through through the second turn. When these two are on it again, Alan.
Well, they're never going to stop, are they?
I don't think so.
Even if they swap positions, it won't matter because, you know, Mr. Bleach will be behind Mr. Walker.
Yeah.
They won't be able to drop each other. There's not a chance. So this is just going to be non-stop. And the only thing is if it gives opportunities for those behind, and it isn't at the moment.
No, and you can see how the Honda is disadvantaged in a straight line versus that Veloster, because he was with him as he came out of the last turn, and the Hyundai just pulled away from the Honda, just steadily pulled away. But the Honda's better through the turns. Sorry?
My Honda's a bad one. It's wrong, and because mine doesn't do that.
And here we are with Andrew Littler, I think that is.
Yeah. Now, with if we're getting black markers, this might be creating opportunity for Stephen.
Yeah, definitely. Russell took the opportunity to get through there as well, and he's closed that gap down massively.
Yeah. Yes.
He's only 0.8 behind.
And he's a very courteous driver. He will be aware of his situation on the road and keeping an eye out for people. He'll know all too well how tight it is on this track and not wanting to be an obstacle.
Look at this, the GT4s have now caught the main field of TCR. So that's Wobbly, then Gary, then Simon. So this will shake things up quite a lot in the TCR field. It's not easy for the GT4s to pass in the turns. I don't think they'll be doing that. They'll be waiting for the straights, Alan, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. They've got the extra bit of oomph that I think they can afford to do that.
But can they afford the patience? Will their patience allow them to do it?
Yeah. Yes, I'm going to say yes because I've got complete faith and confidence in our star drivers here to do the right thing, to be under perfect control and composure.
So, top three positions, 3 different cars. That's what you need, isn't it?
Fantastic.
We're just missing JB Dejoux. He could bring his Audi up to the front here. That'd be great.
I can say that Mr. Ayres is doing rather better since he came out of the Audi. And he was
I'd agree with
a very loyal servant to it for a long time. So
yeah, he's definitely picked up the pace. He was giving me a run for my money at the last race.
he likes the new car. I think he's taken to it, hasn't he? That's really good news for me, you know. Huge regard for Mr. Ayres, our team principal, and a good friend to iRacing, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because he gave me a place in the team, you know. Him and Carl, where would I be without them?
Yeah.
Hearts of gold.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Gary's caught Matt Elmore again after those GT4s went through. It's not easy to overtake in the TCR. You're doing it generally under brakes into either, well, turn one if you can manage it, it's a bit dicey, or the last turn is the more guaranteed one.
Things are closing up. Look at them. We're getting a bit of clumping.
Yeah. Andrew Littler's about to have his second lap put on him by the GT4s.
Be 3.
Possibly, yeah.
But it just shows you how much pace these guys are carrying through. So
Simon's going to try and... Oh no, Simon's waiting. Oh, he waited and then decided to go when Andrew pulled across to the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all choking up behind Andrew at the minute. Gary has taken advantage of that situation and got himself a couple of positions, I think.
There's
What's
Ollie.
this? This is Ollie with Rick Verhoek behind him. And there's all sorts going here. 2x2 into Taylor's. Not what you normally see, Alan.
Oh, it is with these chaps, to be honest. And I think you see quite. If anybody's going to see it anyway, it's going to be with these chaps.
Yeah,
it is.
So Gary's going to have to watch his line through there with David being so close to him now.
I've been on this track with 46 TCRs.
46?
Yes.
Were you pushing each other around?
Well, it didn't stay at 46 for very long.
No, I'm sure it didn't. Russell, well out of shape in the background there. He was in the kitty litter after the chicane. But he's managed to catch up to these two in
yes,
very
he's doing a really good job.
Yeah,
because he was well off. It was a good couple of 2 getting on for 3 seconds, so he's done fantastically well there.
Yes. Simon's still making his way through this
field. We've got Simon still in the traffic, and Stefan as well.
Stefan's there as well now. Oh, that's Jamie, isn't it? Of course, in front of him.
Jamie, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't tell the
Jimmy
difference between any
will
of these
probably
cars.
remind you that he's got the side mirrors in a different color than.
He will, and it's a completely different number and a different name on the windshield. He tells me every time. Oh, look at this, side by side for first place in TCR. This is a bit tasty, and Russell can taste the gravy on his dinner now. He's about to mop up.
Well, now Russell's very good at lurking.
He is chief lurker in his OP car, absolutely. We're racing! So,
oh, it's wobbly. Going charging up.
Yeah, this might mix things up because Simon's right on him. He's going to want to get through these dead quick. He's at a good place to do it, mind. This is Clark's, and after this is Hislop's, which is that long sweeping left-hander. But that's Simon right there with his blue wing mirrors. Just remind Jamie that I am watching the wing mirrors.
Well, you're lucky to see them in this fog.
Yeah. Oh,
side by side, cuddly.
Yeah, cuddly. Yeah, like that. High speed cuddling, like it. It's a new extreme sport. Wobbly's not got time for waiting around behind people.
I wonder if the fog's on this track like it seems to me, where it's thin.
Oh, that was super wide from Sam Blease.
Oh, he's got away with it.
He has. Good car control. Look at this. This is the front of Simon's car. He can't get any nearer. Oh, apparently I was wrong.
Sitting on the back seat any minute.
Look at him trying to get as much toe as he can manage to get, and the most optimal line into the corner. He's going to cut that back underneath Stephen.
Oh!
See, he got a lot of wheel spin because he was trying to do the corner too tight.
Well, Simon didn't want to get a car between him and Wobbly, did he?
No, so, and he's going to end up with that again. This is the second time it's happened to him here. I don't know whether he's going to try and stuff it down the inside at this one. No, he's going to have to
get
wait
around
now.
here. Yeah, but he'll be okay because he's got the power and he'll have the room. Well, I don't think Wobbly will be able to get too much. That's not to say he's not going to be trying, because like you said, the points matter in this now. And
absolutely. So Sam Blease gets out of the way and gives Simon the optimal line. That was just fog that I saw for a second. Yeah. Nothing but fog.
Yeah, the blimp cam doesn't work with fog.
Do blimp again. Oh, and TCR, well, you can't see it, folks, but TCR leader is in the pits. Sam Blease to the pits.
You can see the black wheels, I think.
Oh, yes, because you just see the black wheels.
Oh, yeah. That's a strange graphic phenomenon.
Goodness me.
So
who's gone in the pits? Why
our leader has gone in the pits. I don't know, maybe he sees some opportunity for an undercut.
Yes, now Sam's brilliant at this stuff, so is he on the genius pit stop again?
Yeah. He's come out just in front of Andrew Littler. Which is probably a good thing because he'll have nobody in front of him to slow him down. Looking at where Andrew is on the track map that you guys can't see because it's on my screen. Yeah. But we have now
was in fourth and doing very well.
He's pulled onto the back of this group very quickly.
He's in front of and Gary's 8 seconds. What's going on?
Well, Gary got a bit beaten up, didn't he?
Yeah, but
by
do you
quite
think
a
he's
few
got
people.
damage? You don't think he's got damage, do you?
Well, there's a high probability of that. Yeah, it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a big hit anymore to damage these cars.
No. And you can lose a second without hardly anything. You know, a second a lap. It doesn't look like much, but it builds up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And when you've got as many laps as we're doing here so quickly, we're on 27 laps already.
Yeah, and some of these curbs can give you a little bit of damage, I'm sure, if you hit them wrong. I've never experienced that myself, but I'm sure it must happen.
I've never managed to stay on this track long enough to know whether that is the case or not. I normally use the curbs to fly me straight into the wall.
Ooh, that was Dan Blake.
Don't touch the ground, don't pass go.
Yeah, Dan Blake's well off Matt Elmore's Christmas card list because he just did a block pass on him out of Taylor's hairpin. Yeah, the TCRs in particular, if you hit them in a certain way, they just break. We had a lovely darling in my official race yesterday who didn't get off the line in his BMW GT4 and then proceeded to bumper cars, shunt his way through the TCRs to get back to his own field like a moron. But he wrecked 3 cars in the process, snapped our suspensions, so he'll be having a nice iRacing holiday.
Yes.
So, Dan Blake, he's done it again. He can't get off that corner. And he's done a bit of a block pass on Matt Flannery, not to the state that he did from Matt Elmore. Everybody's called Matt here at the minute, apparently. Anyway, at the front, Wobbly's got himself a 1.8 second lead. And then Simon Trendel is on your screens now. Is he on your screens for a particular reason or not? So we just see. Oh, that is wild. He's getting away with it though. We saw that in the practice, didn't we, Alan? Getting a wayward through the chicane there.
It's very easy to do. In fact, it's impossible not to, in my experience. Especially in that big GT car. You know?
Whoa! Martin Brennan.
I think he took example of you, Pete. I think you did that the last time we were there.
Oh, dear.
Oh, I crashed the last time we were at Knockhill, yeah.
Exactly the same spot.
I think so. Yeah, it looked familiar. It made me squint involuntarily.
Poor Martin.
I know, that's a race-defining moment, I think. He's going to have
Now
to toe
Stephen's
from there.
Now, is Stephen going to be breaking away here? Is Mr. Cowell going to be staying with him? What's...
Yeah, well, they owe us pit stops over Sam Blease, so it's really whatever lap times Sam is managing to do. His last one was a 51.6 and Stevens was a 51.5. So he's going a little slower, but given the fact that he's got more fuel on board than they... Oh dear, that's Kylie. Has he spun by any chance?
No, very unusual. Unlikely thing, I think.
Yeah, if anybody, it'd be somebody else, right? Oh look, it's Kylie doing a... Well, is that a spin? Or a rotation?
1 out of 10.
1, yeah, that was poor. He needs to do better next time. Oh, look at this. Simon's caught Wobbly again.
I don't understand why, though.
No, I don't. Wobbly's last time was a whole second slower. What did Wobbly do? There's nothing on the event mapper. So why would he suddenly drop back? Or is Simon just going super quick? Could be a slowdown, yeah.
Could be a slowdown. Could have been just a slight wheel on the grass.
Yeah. Could be that he's trying to fuel save in some way, but I don't think this is a track for fuel saving. Any track you can, obviously, but I don't think it'd benefit you that much. I could be entirely wrong. I don't know anything about the tactics for GT4.
I think it's hard to do it when you're in front, though, with Simon Trendel right on you, nibbling your bumper.
Yeah. Andrew Littler keeping well out of the way on the start-finish straight, letting these guys get on with it.
Yeah, sensible driving.
Jamie Wilson has now entered pit road. He's the first of the... No, he's not the first. Stefan was the first to pit road for GT4. And we've had... Oh, Gary Craig has done his pit stop now as well. He did that 4 laps ago and we didn't notice in the fog.
Well, I noticed that he'd gone back. I'm glad it was the pit stop.
He's obviously trying to get a bit of an advantage somewhere on the line.
Hello, is that Steph in front of Jamie?
It is. They've both had their first pit stops. 1 lap
Jamie
apart.
just out of the pits.
Yep. Jamie's left pit road just a few turns back. So if he's taking tyres, which I don't know whether they do, Stefan's a bit wild. That's going to give Jamie all the invitations he needs. Stefan's gone defensive.
Yeah, it's going to let him.
I don't think he's going to let him. I think he's going to keep him on a wide line, but the wide line's better for the GT4s as I understand it, because they get a better drive on that outer line.
He's just got a bit more grunt in the Aston.
Yeah.
Up the hill.
Just in front of them is Gary Craig, who has also been to pit road already at the earliest opportunity he could.
Aston Martin's got fantastic low-end torque.
Yeah, lots of pulling power. And this is Russell Cowell, who's now got in front of Stephen
in front
Walker.
Of Stephen. Yeah.
We saw the overtake just momentarily there. These two, as they were, really.
Yes. What's the gap now to Chris?
JB to pit road.
15 seconds.
Gary's letting these two go sensibly, keeping it out of the way. He'd have been hoping, I think, that Stefan had got past him a bit quicker, but you can't predict those sort of things.
Oh, we'll be trying to get a little bit of toe here.
Yeah, if you can stay with him. Yeah. Right behind him, I think that is. Are these two GT4 leaders? Yep.
Still locked together.
Nothing between them. You can't get a rizzle paper between them on some of the corners. And that was Stephen retaking the lead of the race. Obviously, these guys owe us a pit stop over Sam Blees. Sam's last time was a 51.9. Their last times were a 52.5. So he is. Oh, that's wild from Russell. He's going to rejoin.
He's going to hold it. Yes, crikey. Oh, that nearly went then. That was right on the edge.
And that was the overtake that gave Stephen the lead back. Oh, we got Simon Trendel in pit road. And Wobbly. And Chris Needham. And Stephen Walker. So, some of the top runners in both fields in the pits at the moment. Simon's got well out in advance. Wow.
Well, I'm not terribly surprised, to be honest. He's been he's had an opportunity to save a little bit of fuel, as Simon.
Well, yeah, very much so. Look at it. It's right there on our screens. Oh, JB. That's at turn 1, isn't it? Or turn 2?
Yeah, it's going downhill, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
a wicked little corner.
It is. Your car just wags its tail in an unbalanced way and sends you to the moon, really.
It's the way it wants you to go left, then go right, while being upside down, sideways.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And then it shoots you at the wall.
So Carl Hardy is now the temporary leader of the race.
Yay! Come on, Captain.
Meanwhile, the Jamie Wilson-Stefan battle carries on. Russell has rejoined behind Shane. That is Martin Brennan, who is a lap down. Shane is the car just in front.
Yes, but at least Martin's still on the track. And he's back in the track because after that terrible, he would have had a big repair.
He will, yeah.
So it's great that he's...
Martin's taken extracurricular activity to keep out of the way.
So well, it's great that he could get his repairs done and get back out.
Oh, yeah. I'd forgotten that he's absolutely mullered his car. So that is a very experienced pit crew, though, isn't it? They're almost as experienced as mine and yours, Alan.
Oh, well, mine get plenty of practice.
Yeah.
Very little in the way of reward.
Yeah, Olympic class mechanics.
That's not what Jim says to me when he's very rarely impressed. When he is, I write it down. I've got a special book.
Capture those rare moments.
Those rare moments. Yeah, there's only 2 entries in 3 years.
Yeah, that's funny. So Gary closing in on. Oh no, he's in an RWC sandwich at the minute. And ironically, the position in front is for a position, even though it's a GT4. Russell Cowell is some way up the road from him, about 5 seconds away, or something like that. So Gary could still get a decent haul of points here. He's in. Oh dear, that's Dan Blake out in the wild. He's going to need some sort of GPS system to get back to where he's supposed to be.
It's the fog. Lost sight of the corner.
Yeah, he was nearly in the Highlands. Right, so Shane chasing down Stephen Walker. This is the battle at the minute for third place, is it? Yeah, third place. Sam Blees is a little ahead, and Carl Hardy's yet to pit still. He's milking these leading laps.
Another brilliant pit interlude by Sam.
Oh, and Carl Hardy has just entered pit road as I said that. And yes, you're right. So Sam has got himself a little lead, is the best way to describe it. It's going to look a lot like the beginning of the race again soon, Alan.
Well, that's amazing.
I know.
It's anywhere we've been.
It'll almost be... Right, let's start again, boys.
Well, I'm delighted that everybody's still running.
I know. The GT4 field's a bit split up at the minute. So that's Carl leaving pit road. He's ended up coming out just in front of Russell.
Dangerous there.
That was, but he's managed it without dying.
Yeah. It's a aerial place to come out of the pits. And with the fog, I don't, it's a nightmare, I think.
Yeah. Russell's giving it full beans here now. He wants past Carl at the earliest opportunity. Carl doesn't... Oh, that's contact. That was contact.
Yes, he's...
I think he said, drat it to Russell just then.
Or worse to that effect.
Yeah. Gosh darn, or something like that.
Yes. No. It's... Are these for position? I mean...
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is very position. This is fifth.
That's it, yeah, so...
Carl is in the much-desired fifth place at the moment.
Yes, fifth would be great, because he's had a lot of sixths just recently, but fifth sounds very nice, but he's doing well with his cold tyres then to hold Russell off, I think.
Oh, definitely. And Gary is closing. He's only 4 seconds back down the road. He's got a GT4 to overtake before he gets to these guys, though. You can see Kylie in the background there. And just behind Kylie, you can see Gary. So while these guys continue to scrap, Gary will close in.
Yes, I would expect Gary to close the gap.
I would as well. Russell's good out of the last turn, but it looks to me like Carl was better that time.
It's fractions, isn't it? The thing is, all these are good pilots.
Yeah, they are. So, Matt Flannery, and it's the battle of the mats. One's doormat, one is, I can't think of another one, beer mat. There we go. Doormat and beer mat making their way around.
Now, Mr. Hardy's in between Mr. Cowell and Mr. Powell. Now, he used to do quite a lot of that, but further down the field.
Yeah. Powell, Cowell and Hardy, it sounds like a really dodgy solicitors, doesn't it? You're going to get nothing but illegal behaviour there.
They're all doing very well. I think they've all sort of moved up the grid slightly this season. It's very gratifying.
Yeah, they've got on well with the cars as well. Some of the cars were a bit new to everybody last season. And generally, when that happens, the guys with the natural talent just get on with it a lot quicker than everybody else who has to learn it for a bit longer. And they've done that now. And they're getting onto the pace.
Yes, shrewd observation.
I'm a very shrewd observer.
I think you are, actually.
Yeah. So this is good pressure from Shane on Stephen Walker. A better line out of Taylor's hairpin as well. This is Beer Matt chasing Doormat. And I might be wrong, but wasn't it the other way around before? Have the mats changed around? Never mind. Yeah, and Dan, as you're saying, is closing in rapid. See, what they didn't do on that McLaren was they didn't have fire coming out the back of it like they do on the GTE version of it. That's what they need, more fire.
I wonder how it drives around here. I've never seen anybody driving the McLaren around here, I don't think.
No. Russell.
In soon, well, he's running 6. That's
Yeah. Carl's come across to block his line. I think that all that's done is given him a bit of extra toe into Taylor's hairpin here. He's got that done now. Oh, you'd expect Carl to snap straight back.
Oh, well, I'll expect him to try.
Yeah, what Russell does do is he annoyingly positions his car on the inside line for every corner once you're behind him, and slows you down, as I found at Summit Point.
Yes.
Oh, that was wild from Shane. He's got in front of Stephen. Did we see that overtake, Sam? Shane on Stephen? I'm not sure we did. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. That has been known before. Here we go. So Shane, that looks like a very... Oh, it was Stephen. Got track and a slowdown. Lost it. Into turn 1.
Well, it almost needed something like that, the way it was...
yeah, it was boiling, wasn't it? Oh, and then Shane did his best to throw it back at him.
Well, Stephen will be motivated.
Yes.
But,
although Shane is showing him only a disappearing car. Now, this is very interesting. Wobbly behind Simon. Why is it all happening in the same 2 minutes, Alan?
Okay.
They're conspiring against us, as Ollie Ricks comes out of it.
Yeah, Wobbly's been behind since the pits, but it was a bit further back, and now he's pulled it to half a second.
I know, that's a
I wonder
good
if
result.
I wonder if he's wanting to
do some gardening. No, he's achieved that already just there. And a bit more there.
Oh, I think he's trying to get up with him. You know, this is not helping Wobbly, my dear.
It's not. No, he's now carrying half of Fifeshire around in his Aston Martin.
His sills will be full up. Do they have sills still?
I think so, yeah. He's using it as a shovel at the minute. That front splitter. See, over the he's quicker, I think. Simon's last time out was a fraction faster. But there's not much in it, really. I think Matt Flannery is in close company again. The two Matts are together again further down the field. Here they are. They look closer on the timing screen than they are in reality. JB getting a bit of showing there for Shriners Children's Hospital. Who else have we got? Darryl Denny, heard on Discord last night. What a plonker. Yeah, that's the guy that I was talking about before. Hope his ban is a lengthy one for knocking 3 cars out. Me too. Marco Namela says Simon is faster. Just let me tune into Wobbly's chat channel so I can tell him, because I'll take great pleasure in telling him he's slower than Simon. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he is.
But literally, yeah. He's got the faster lap, I think, by 100th. And I'm pretty sure that Simon can do something about that.
He's pulling on. But Simon's driving very, very tidy, and it seems to be that Wobbly's trying a little bit harder, because all the little bits of muck are coming from Wobbly's car, not Simon's.
Yeah.
He's very clean laps, so...
He's dragging it about, isn't he?
Yeah, Wobbly's certainly having to work hard at this.
Yeah, so Shane appears to have caught Sam Blease now. So Shane's obviously got something in that fuel tank which is not diesel or petrol. He's dropped Stephen Walker. This has got to be Shane's best drive yet. Has to be.
Well, I'm surprised to see Stephen getting dropped.
Yeah, me too. And Shane's having a really good look at Sam Blease.
He's going to get past him, I think. You know, if he keeps on like this, he's going to get an opportunity for sure. He's got the pace.
Yeah, I think Andrew Littler's contributing to the situation, as it were.
I just think Shane had pulled up.
Oh, and then Andrew was super wide just then, into the gravel, as Stefan catches up with Jamie again. He dropped off him a bit. So everybody's given us their pit stops now. Stefan being the last of the late pitters.
And came out in 4th, which is where he set off from, I think.
Yeah, it was, yeah. No, he started on the grid in 3rd, I think. He's obviously very rapid around here, either way.
Yeah, he's had a good few weeks. He's been driving.
Oh, Shane's just gone a bit too far with his ability there.
Both of them are. Hello, this is it.
This is for 2nd place. This is. First is just a little bit further down the road. Shane's trying to keep in it.
Steven's got that back.
That Veloster is faster in a straight line than the Honda.
It is. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's
I mean, he got
clear.
He got better drive off the corner as well, but that made it very obvious, didn't it?
That was very clear, wasn't it? Goodness me. He took 1.5 car lengths off him.
Yes. Without toe.
Yeah, amazing. I've heard people talking about this this difference that suddenly arrived between these cars, but that was clear as day, that was, wasn't it?
It really was. So, you can see in the background there, Russell Cowell hanging it out wide. Carl Hardy's not that far behind him, actually. Carl's in 5th place in class. And then Gary Craig, who is closing on Carl Hardy rather rapidly now. He'll be on the same bit of tarmac very shortly. There we go. That's the gap, literally, on the screen.
I would expect Gary to get up with Carl. He's got a slight edge in pace, hasn't he?
Yeah. And Alan, Amaret Francis, welcome to the chat, by the way, is about to make us hate Shane Powell because they say that Shane's only driven the track today.
Yes. That's pretty much par for any course with this lot. Yes. Well, you can say that it's not a lot to learn.
You're right, but it's technically challenging, this one.
Oh, yes. Well, no, I think that's just... Do you remember what you were talking about earlier about people getting in the car and the guys with the most skill just instantly finding pace? Well, I think you just... That's
Feel
what
for
you're talking about,
guys.
wasn't it? Yeah.
So, Shane shuffled himself back. Oh, here we go. So, Gary got the bit between his teeth now. This might not work in his favour because he'll be on the wrong side for the chicane, which is about here. So he's given that up, which was the right thing for him to do. He's given Carl a flash.
Headlamps, yes. That won't go down great.
No, I think he was asking for his autograph or something. I'm not sure.
Well,
it was in Morse code either way, wasn't it?
Considerable amount of respect between those two drivers, so they will be trying hard, but they'll also be trying not to wreck each other.
Beermat is still behind Doormat at the minute. Amaret just said sorry. Russell racing with the GT4s now, as Shane Powell has dropped Stephen all of a sudden by quite a long way. He's a second ahead. What's happened to Stephen? Or rather, what's happened to Shane? Because Shane is catching Sam Blease rapidly.
Just the fastest lap.
And he's done the fastest lap, according to race director.
There we go. So, I was wondering if Stephen's got damage, but it doesn't sound like it, does it? It just sounds like Shane's got pace.
Yeah, Shane's just done a sub 51, as has Sam. He's responded with almost an exact same time. 50.99.
Wow.
And 50.97 for Sam. Wow, these guys are absolutely wringing the neck out of these things.
This is the perfect track for it, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Close, intense. You know, everybody's in sight. Nobody's getting away, and lots and lots of exciting racing going on everywhere.
Yeah, you say they're in sight, but we're the ones struggling to see them through the fog.
I can't see them, but I'm pretty sure they can see each other. Because they're all so very close to each other.
They are. So, what? Oh, right, yeah. Sorry, I thought we were looking at the front, but we're not. We're looking at the two mats.
Simon's building his cap on wobbly.
Yeah, he is.
I wonder what that's about.
I don't know. Wobbly's going to be a bit frustrated by it, I would think, because he's obviously set off on pole, been shuffled back a position. Wobbly's not really under threat. He's got a 19-second lead over Jamie, so all his attention is on Simon, and he needs to do something about that if he wants to win the championship, and prize it out of Simon's fingers. So this is the battle for the lead of TCR. It's Veloster versus Veloster, and Sam, for this round at least, has won that battle. This is the Gary Craig-Carl Hardy battle.
It's like all these little heads.
Can they not do it on separate laps, Alan? You know, just to keep it a bit easier for us, you know.
Well, you know, it would fill in the times when nothing's happening, which is never.
Oh, Carl's getting a bit ragged, trying to keep with Gary now.
He's very hard, isn't he? And I think Gary, you know, since he's got in his car, he's found a bit of comfort.
It's taken a few weeks, actually, because a lot of the tracks we've been to previously have had big, long straights, which the Elantra benefits from because it's ultra fast in a straight line once it hits those top revs, whereas the Veloster is better out of corners generally. The Honda's just a bit dead in the water at this track this time, although Stephen Walker's making it look like it's not. And then the Audi just doesn't appear to have any work done on it by iRacing lately. Right, here we go. This is very on now.
Wow, yes, he's pulled that right back. He's taken a second back.
He has. I don't know whether he was regrouping or waiting for fuel to come into his favour or something like that.
They're coming up on Dan.
They are, and that might make it a bit interesting. I could hear screeching tyres somewhere.
So we can see him wobbly getting the wheel in the dirt. I wish he wouldn't. Keeps giving me the wobbly wobbles.
And that is a change for the lead. Now Sam's going to have more speed and would have been the most optimal line but for the changeover from Shane. And that was Shane leading a lap at the end of that one. But he's going to lose out. Is he through here? Too wide, Alan. This can't go on forever, can it?
Oh, they'll do the whole lap if we're not careful.
Oh, my butt's chewing my seat. And Shane's done it. Shane's done it. That was brilliant. Oh, did you see Simon going over those curbs?
Okay. Well, that's fantastic by Shane. I mean, what a drive he's doing.
He is. He needs to pull away now because these two behind him are not going to be happy about any of that.
I mean, he's come from well back.
He has. I can't remember where I said he was in the championship. I'm going to go and have a look. TCR championship. Shane is in third, and he's about 70 points behind his own teammate Russell, who's P4 at the minute. Yeah, P4. So he's going to get a bag full of points on his own teammate there. Look at Sam though. He's wringing its neck. He wants a big slice of this. Oh, Kylie. Oh. Kylie. This is Matt on Matt. Matt Elmore a bit wild going through there, but then Matt Flannery matching his wildness.
Goodness me. What a race this is.
Unbelievably,
What a race.
we're 50 odd minutes in. It feels like 5 minutes, the amount of activity that's been going on.
Good. It feels like they just set off. They're still going at it hammers and tongs. It's been like this since the get-go.
Yeah. And I think even the formation lap was kind of competitive. Carl, no! Oh, Carl Hardy.
Well, Davey's got in front. Davey's going to get in front, is he?
I think he's already gone. He's heading up the hill there, do you see? Right. Let's see what he's done. This is going to be ugly. That's is turn Carl's 1 into turn 2.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that is so lethal down there.
Oh,
well.
That's going to be...
That was my wheel tracks. I saw them.
And maybe we can lend him both our sets of mechanics. Our Olympic class mechanics.
That's so easy to do there. I've bounced off that curb so many times now.
I don't know what race director's going to do here, because Wobbly and Simon are within 4/10, and these guys are all within 4/10. So we're getting to the pointy end of the race. We've got about 5 minutes worth of racing to go, and everybody's decided to go to the races again. There's GT4s in the middle of the lead of all of this as well. So here's the TCR leaders.
Shane's
Sam's crawling all over him.
Sam's all over him. And
he's on
Stephen's
him like a bad rash.
Pick up the pieces.
Whoa.
Oh.
I don't look away. I don't look. I don't know what to do.
Oh, those guys will be having such a good time out there.
Oh, look at this. 3 in at 1 doesn't go, boys. That's Carl Hardy and half of his car. And then the Battle of the Mats. And then Ollie Ricks pulling up onto the back of this little group. That's all for position, that as well.
Oh, crikey. Come on, Carl.
Stefan's now closing in on Jamie. Can these guys not sort themselves out? Do it at different times in the race. Doesn't all have to be done on the same 2 seconds. Oh, there you go. Carl's got no power, look.
No, he's carrying damage for sure, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Now so is Matt Elmore. Wobbly's closing in still. Jamie Wilson's under mega pressure now.
Determined Captain Hardy here. He's had one of his emergency pies and he's re-energized.
We've got about 2 or 3 laps maximum to go, I would say. We're going to have to keep an eye on the flag man each time we go across the start-finish and see when he starts belting that flag about. So, this is Shane leading the TCRs with Sam no seconds behind.
They're capping Stephen again.
They are. They're not battling each other necessarily. We've got very different lines into that last turn. Stefan's going to get his position off Jamie here. That's Jamie back a position.
Well done, Stefan. That was patient driving. He's been patiently waiting, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think there's a whole bag full of swear words inside Jamie's helmet at the minute.
Jamie's a gentleman. He would never do such a thing.
Yeah, a golly gosh moment, it has to be said. Oh, Sam, he's just possibly... Oh, no, maybe not. I was going to say possibly thrown that one away, but... Oh, no, Shane's doing his best to lose it now.
Well, there's a lot of pressure out there on these guys, isn't there?
There really is. He's taken the ultra defensive line into the hairpin, which is... It's doable. But as we've seen, you get a lot more drive if you diamond off the corner. He's not gaining on him there, though, is he? Looking at that. Oh, that was the flag man waving his flag. This is the last lap.
Oh, crikey.
And Sam knows it. Look at this. He's trying to put him offline and everything. This is a great camera angle, Sam. We can't look away from this one. I don't think Wobbly's going to pull that 0.4 in. Whoa!
Oh,
that's it.
Oh,
that might be it.
Yeah. Oh,
and he's losing a position here to Stephen. I think he must have got a slowdown off that chicane.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
Is Wobbly going to try something last minute and absolutely heroic / desperate?
No.
He's not going to manage that now.
So second place, I think he'll be
Simon takes the GT4 victory there, and Stefan's thrown it back over the fence to Jamie. Nobody wants third place in GT4, do they? They just keep palming it off to one another.
Oh, crikey.
It's one of those, if I can't have first, don't want anything.
Whoa.
So, where are the leaders of TCR? Have they already done their bit? Oh no, here we go. Still coming around. And this will be Shane to take the honours, unless he bins it in the last turn, but he's managed to not do that for the other 69 laps, so... Awesome racing from Shane Powell, who we have to now hate because Amaret said he'd only started racing it today, so he needs to be hated forever.
Fantastic. What a race. What a fantastic hours racing.
Unbelievable. I mean, where did Russell finish? He finished in 4th in class. So Shane will have got a bag full of points on him. That'll probably bring them close to level, to be honest. All sorts going on there. Where'd you start with that, Alan?
Oh, I don't know.
Absolutely mental.
It was a fantastic race from start to finish. It was everything you could possibly wish for. The track's delivered in spades. I thought it would, but that's really excelled, hasn't it? With the combination of these drivers, these really good drivers, and this track, irresistible combination.
Just made for these cars. Even the GT4s on a tight track gave us absolutely competitive racing all the way through. And that's down to, obviously, the drivers themselves being able to handle these cars as well as they do. Right. Let's see if we can get the finishing orders made official. So, your winner for tonight and extending his lead in the championship, Simon Trendel for Team Chimera, and only 0.28 of a second behind was Wobbly Kneecaps for BSTV Esports Pink. Jamie Wilson was given the spot that nobody apparently wanted because they kept wanting to give it to each other. For Team Chimera, came home 3rd. Stefan Goebel came home 4th for VTS Esports. Chris Needham in 5th for RWC Racing Red. Dan Blake finished 6th for Fury Simsport. Jason Haddington in 7th for RWC Racing Red. Rick Verhoek in 8th. And Ollie Ricks in 9th. And last for Result Clothing iRacing Team. And then the TCR field. You just pick them out of a hat these days, apparently. So your winner for the round 11 of season 8 was Shane Powell. I think that's his first victory in this league for Spectre 6 Hyundai. Oh, right.
Didn't he not have one a few weeks ago?
I don't know.
Was that his first one?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him. Hopefully he'll turn up in the booth. So his sister teammate Stephen Walker finished 2nd for Spectre 6th. Sam Blees, after that, I think it must have been a slowdown over the chicane on the last lap, finished 3rd for Alpine Stars Geodesic Racing Black. Russell Cowell finished 4th for Spectre 6 Hyundai. Gary Craig finished 5th for BSTV Esports Green. David Ayres finished 6th for Result Clothing iRacing team. 7th was Matt Elmore for Spectre 6. Matt Flannery finished 8th for Alpine Stars Jurassic Racing Black. 9th was Carl Hardy for Safeguard by Result after losing it at turn 1. JB Dejoux finished 10th for LMT Racing. Andrew Littler finished 11th for Work Guard by Result. And 12th was Martin Brennan for Safeguard by Result. So, absolutely frantic, as we said it would be, Alan. Not surprised by it at all. But what a night's worth of racing. That's just crazy.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, it's why we like at racing, though, isn't it? You know, it gives us this kind of thrilling driving and thrilling watching as well, because you can love this either way. I'd love to be in the cars, but watching these people going on it is really it's why I turn up every week.
And why I take part as often as I can do. Because it is just brilliant to be racing in this league. Our first interviewee this evening is our GT4 winner, Simon Trendel. Good evening, Simon.
Evening.
That was a lot of pressure to take.
Yeah, thankfully Knockhill's difficult to pass at. So it's a case of not making mistakes, and I still make a lot of them. So, yeah, I got lucky, I think.
As Alan said, as you and Wobbly were duking it out, Wobbly was making more errors than you were. We saw lots and lots of dirt being kicked up by his car as he was desperately trying to get back on terms with you. And you pulled a blinder in the pit stop. Was that a fuel-saving benefit?
I guess so. I wasn't saving too much. I was still trying to keep up with Wobbly in the first stint. I don't know. He maybe took tyres, is my suspicion, which is why he was very quick immediately after the pit stop as well. But, that's my guess. I don't know. I haven't spoken to him yet.
Well, that'd work out because Alan, you noticed that Wobbly had shaved a second off in almost no time at all.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So we think you're on it with that one, definitely. Knockhill seems to suit you.
It's good fun to drive. Although I was getting a lot of incidents, which is very annoying. And all of them are really stupid. That's the thing. You're just like, I'll clip this curb a little bit harder, and nope, that's it. No, I won on the exit.
Yeah.
You get the line that chicane wrong, that's another one.
I think, it looks like in the GT4, I've not driven the GT4 around here, but it looks like turn 1's probably the sketchiest of the turns in that car.
It is if you hit the curb.
Yeah.
Because with the rear wheels in particular, because that will turn the car more, and the road falls away, so it tends to keep rotating the car, and you go off into the barrier. I think I did it once and got away with it.
Right. The chicane requires a little bit of magic in order to do it quickly in the Aston Martin.
Yes, in the first stint, I had 2 laps back to back where I dropped really far back from Wobbly. That was both because both times through the chicane I managed to hit the rear wheels on the chicane on the second curb, which bounced the car into the ground.
Oh, we saw one. We went flying. Yeah.
Did it twice in a row and lost about 1.8 seconds. It's very annoying, but the traffic solved that one, thankfully. Yeah,
and your lead at the top of the table has been extended somewhat, which you must feel better about. And Imola next time out for you.
Imola's good. I don't know about my lead because I got a lot of off tracks. So
okay,
maybe that cost me a lot of points. But Imola's good.
Looking at how much dirt was flying up at the back of Wobbly's car, I don't think he'll have any less incidents than you got, I'm sure. But yeah, anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go and celebrate with some simulated champagne?
Yep, you guys for running the league, doing the broadcast. Always good fun to watch. Always everyone in the league. Wobbly for a great race, and Jamie for existing, I suppose.
I'm sure he'll take great pleasure in that one. No, brilliant racing again. You looked well in control at the front of that. And always a pleasure to have you racing in our league. So thank you very much. Simon Trendel.
Cheers, guys. See you next week.
Yeah, good night, Simon.
I was busy trying to figure out my buttons, which is why I paused there. Too many buttons. What we'll do is we'll clear out the GT4 field. So you get the pleasure/displeasure of interviewing our second place finisher in GT4, Wobbly Kneecaps, for you.
Really? Oh, fantastic. Oh, well, what a drive. What a race. Goodness me. We didn't get a minute to take a breath in that lot.
Yeah, it's a really tight and twisty track. You don't get a rest in it. Yeah, it was good fun. I think I was a little bit quicker than Simon was, but I somehow misclicked my fuel bit and overdid it with 2 liters, and I think that was the difference about the 2 seconds you gained on a bit.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
again, I did take the tires, and I was really noticing that on the right-hander side I was really having more grip than he was. But then again, I did make. I think Simon said the same thing in the interview. It's so easy to get an off track on this. And I'm actually curious how much he got, because I got like 10.
Well, you two talk.
We had he got past you in the pit stop. You'd led all the way, and you had great pace. And then of course he jumped you in the pit, and then the chase was on, and it was backwards and forwards. And the gap was sort of narrow. Then it was a bit more. Then we didn't quite know what was going on. It got out to about 1.5 seconds at one point, and then you drew it back to half a second in no time at all.
Yeah, it wasn't tires, mate. It was there's like on this track there's somehow really fine margin between overheating the tires and overdriving them and just keeping them and there were certain laps I just held back a little bit so I could push a little bit more towards the end.
Right.
It did work. I mean, in the end, like I gained them in like half a second or second suddenly out of the blue within 2 or 3 laps. It was just me cooling the tires a couple of laps for that.
Yeah, well, he was driving really well, and once he got in front of you, you were going to have your hands full to get by him at Knockhill. It was going to be a struggle no matter what. And you kept at it, and you finished the race in fine style. And we've got one to go.
Yeah,
and
I think
it's still all on.
him. Yeah, I think I would have gotten him on the last corner when the incident with Sam in front of us happened. But I had wheel spin coming up the straight, and that was basically why my whole momentum was gone.
Right. Well, it's all down to such narrow margins, isn't it? Wobbly. There's nothing between you and Simon as drivers. The way you do it is different, but the outcomes are you both arrive at the same place, going very quickly and very close together.
Yeah, he's a really fun lad to drive against, and I think what I was saying, he has a completely different style than I have. I think I'm more aggressive in the corners, and he's more focused on the exits. But it's really good. It's really fun to drive against him, and I would love to see him next season as well. It's just such a good competitor. Yes,
well, I couldn't agree more. It's great to see you racing, and thank you very much for tonight. You've given us a lot of pleasure. How do you go at Imola? I think we're Interlagos next week.
No, Imola.
Imola, is it? Imola, right.
Pete, how do I go there?
Yeah. You'll see next week, folks.
Well, that leaves us with the shout-outs.
He doesn't even own the track. He's never been there before.
Oh, goodness.
I'll figure it out. I always do.
I'm sure you will. Would you like to give any shout-outs, my friend?
Yeah, you guys setting up the broadcast. Sam for doing the camera work, although we couldn't see the race. Pete, not you, just because you built up the booth, but hey, not you. And of course Adam and the other guys in Discord. And yeah, well, the TCRs were a pain in the ass. We all tried to give each other space, so a great shout out to all the drivers. Tommy and Simon Bartley.
Yeah, it was grand. Well, thank you very much. It was grand to see you tonight, and enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
I was all wobbly.
Cheers. Hey.
Go away. Right, there we go. He's gone. He flushed himself, and then I brought him back. Brilliant. It's like Lazarus. Okay, so next in the booth is Jamie Wilson, the other half of the Team Chimera duo, and he finished 3rd tonight. Got himself a podium finish. Welcome to the booth.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. You finished in 3rd place, the position that neither you or Stefan wanted, apparently, because you kept throwing it towards each other and desperately trying to end up 4th. That was frantic. That was an absolutely barnstorming race. You must have loved that.
Yeah, that was good fun. Yeah, there was the one time I managed to balls up the chicane was on that lap, about 3 or 4 laps to go, and then the following lap I didn't drive it any differently and got the best run out of there I've ever had in anything, but I couldn't do anything with it on that occasion. But yeah, I was almost rolling the car over there every lap up to that point. So yeah, good fun. I love this track. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's great. And we got the seasonal fog, which is present in Fife 365 days a year. So it was realistic, at least, apart from there's no snow, even if it is May.
I didn't know Scott Malcolm smoked.
That's class. That's good. Yeah, where is he? Must be his home track.
This is his home track, and he's been here lots of times. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Just didn't want to embarrass himself by finishing last. Anyway, so yeah, that'll do your championship points. Good. I mean, you're in third anyway, aren't you? I think.
Yeah, so defending from Stefan. So
yeah,
it worked out.
Right.
It worked out. I feel sorry for him
well.
because that little mistake he made at the end was just one of those mistakes that you inevitably just going to kick yourself really hard for afterwards.
Yeah, and the worst time in the world to do it when you've not
exactly.
got any time left to recover it.
Yeah,
So
I've been in that position literally 2 laps earlier, is an example. And yeah, it's not a great feeling. So yeah, I empathise with him.
Yeah, definitely. And Imola's next time out. Wobbly's never driven there before. Not that ever seems to stop him. But I remember having some great racing with you at Imola a few seasons back. Well, quite a few seasons back now. And you're a bit handy around there.
Yeah, I've always liked Imola. It's got the mega curbs of doom again, a bit like Knockhill. So yeah, get some good sort of Russ Swift sort of action going on. Yeah, looking forward to it. Should be
Cool.
Should be good. I did alright in the V8s there, apart from off the line.
Yeah.
not an issue this time, thankfully.
Right, and first and third will be great for your team points as well, because you are currently top of the pile in that. By quite a lot now, I would expect, given what's happened in TCR tonight, with Shane bagging some points or bagging the top spot. So yeah, we'll enjoy seeing you next time out. Have you got any shout-outs you want to make before we flush you?
Yeah, just shout out to Stefan. It was really, really good racing, really hard, really fair. We didn't crowd each other off or anything. Particularly at the start, we were, almost side by side through the chicane and that kind of thing. And we all, got through it sensibly, but it was still pretty elbows out stuff. So yeah, really good. And yeah, in general, the TCR traffic was really good as well. And yourselves for putting it on as usual. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Awesome stuff. Third tonight for Jamie Wilson.
Yeah,
Cheers,
well
guys.
done, Jamie. Fantastic.
Yeah, a great result. Right then, do you want the TCR winner?
I only do one. If you're going to I'm going to go on time and a half. I hope you understand this. If you can give me another one.
No, I'll hoover up these. I'll hoover up the TCRs in that case then. So our, I'm going to say surprise winner, given the fact that he's finished 7 places higher than he started. Shane Powell. What happened?
I'm not sure.
Are you in shock?
Yeah, a little bit. I turned up tonight having
is
not done any of
Amarette?
that.
Yeah, is Amarette right? This is the first time you've driven it?
No, she's incorrect.
She's incorrect, right.
Yeah, we did it last season, so.
Yeah, I thought so. But you've not done any practice yet until this session?
Not until I got into the practice session tonight, yeah.
Then I hate you, obviously, for being that talented. What was the secret to gaining 7 places, dusting people that are generally always winning, like Stephen, Sam? We know that Russell's in the OP car, don't we? I've said it about 4,000 times in the broadcast tonight.
Most definitely.
Yeah. What's your secret at this track?
I have no idea, to be honest. I said to the guys when we finished, like, it's probably the worst driving I've done in a race. I was off track God knows how many times and losing control and yeah. But as I looked afterwards, a lot of people were off track quite a lot by the sounds of it. So
I've rarely seen so many people in double-digit incidents. Half the field, I would guess, looking at it. Do you think that losing your rear wing made you faster?
Did I lose my rear wing? I didn't
Yeah.
know it.
Yeah, you drove at least
That was
3/4 of the
Gary.
race without it. It was Gary, yeah. It was you,
Yeah,
Gary,
I did
Russell, and Carl.
I apologise to Gary after the race because I got put off by Russ coming barreling into the hairpin. A good move. He kept to the apex, but I was certain he was going to hit me, so I ended up going wide. Then I tried to get back on the track, and just as it bit into the tarmac, I think I must have jolted to the right-hand side. Then it looked like Russ was maybe coming over to the left-hand side, and Gary
was, yeah. It was entirely a racing thing.
Yeah,
but it was everybody putting the squeeze on a car that had nowhere to go at the end of it.
No.
I was saying it was a coming together of the worst solicitors ever. Powell, Cowell, Hardy, and Craig. So yeah. But no, is this your first victory or not?
No, I actually managed to get one at Long Beach earlier this week.
Oh, you were right, Alan. I bow to your knowledge. I bow to your knowledge.
Well, it's okay, Pete. You were on the track racing.
Oh, no, well, I was probably concussed because I think I was in the wall for that one, so I've got no memory of that at all. So brilliant points that you've just hauled. I'm sure that this is only an indication of what next season will be. And Imola next time out.
Yeah,
how do you feel about that?
I'm looking forward to Imola. Never driven a TCR around there, but I do like the track. I'm not good at the track, but I do enjoy the track.
Right. Yeah.
So.
I'm the same at all tracks. I like them all. Terrible at all of them. But no. Hopefully, we'll see you up at the pointy end a lot more, and taking it to the likes of Stephen and Sam. You seem to just pick them up and put them down behind you and run away tonight. Really great performance, I have to say. I'm very, very impressed. Yeah, any shout outs you want to make before we let you go and celebrate?
Yeah, obviously my teammates tonight they did a pretty good job. And to Gary as well, apologies again for the start. Especially it's 2 weeks in a row that we've had contact now. So yeah, apologies to Gary. And yeah, apologies to Sam as well, because after I got past him, I drove like an idiot after that. I was all over the place, which I don't think was helping him. But yeah, and obviously shout out to you guys for doing the stream broadcast, and yeah.
No, that's what we're here for, the entertainment that you guys bring. So we'll see you next time out, Shane Powell, hopefully for another top spot finish at Imola. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fantastic race, Shane.
Cheers, then.
Cool. Right. Next up is.
Crikey, you're going to be here all night.
Probably, yeah. There's quite a list. The second luckiest man in the field, Stephen Walker. Good evening.
G'day, mate.
G'day. So, you also made your way forward in that race, and yeah, what were you checking your eyeballs or something when Shane went past you?
I don't know what I've been really ill at the start of this week, so I was just happy to even make it through the race, if I'm honest.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Because he was it was you, Sam, and Russell at the start, and mostly you and Sam. A little bit of door banging, but rubbing like that is definitely racing. It's not smashing. And we couldn't turn away from the TCR battle at the front for most of that race, to be honest. You were it was just stunning racing, wasn't it, Alan? They were
it was non-stop.
Apart.
So exciting. It was. You didn't know which way it was going to go. People were going backwards and forwards. There's nothing between you. And Shane was sort of ever getting nearer. And we thought, oh, surely he's not going to catch up because he was capped. And then he caught you. And oh, my word, it was fantastic. What an evening.
Yeah, it was certainly entertaining, I'll put it that way. Like, I couldn't, even though Sam was fuel saving and that first, well, for most of the race, actually, I think, I couldn't pass him just because the only opportunity I had was at that last corner and my car's not quick enough out of it.
Right, yes, we saw it. We saw it, Stephen. We saw the Hyundai just pulling away from the Honda going up the hill. It was astonishing.
Yeah, I couldn't. He could have driven 2 seconds under pace, and I don't think I would have been able to get past him. And when I tried in a different place, because obviously he had the outside, he could get the run towards that last corner. Because it was foggy, I struggled with my braking into that last corner to do it consistently. Like I did find a place, but I don't feel like I was going as quick as I probably could have done. But Kane was just really quick at the end of that race. He more than deserved that.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was spectacular watch. It really was. So now I've stolen the interview. I'll give you back to Pete.
Yeah, I was going to say selfish. No, we've got Imola next time. Where are you? What does the championship look like for you guys again? You are 50 points, we'll call that, ahead of Russell, who threw a bag full of points over his shoulder tonight. How many incidents did you end up with?
11, I think.
Oh, you were a double-digit boy. You were. Russell got
hectic.
9. So you've not lost out significantly.
No, it's the gap. I think, like with the deductions, like the drop round thing, I think it was 37 points going into this race. So it might have tipped over into the 40s, I think. But obviously, the last few races, all I want to do is finish in front of him. So I managed to do that. Like anything else is a bonus. So finishing second, really, I should have finished third if Sam hadn't have had that slowdown at the end.
Yeah, we saw him
finished third.
Straight line the chicane, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I had 2 of those during the race. It was just, like you say, it was just a manic race.
Well, we'll let you go and get some rest now after you've done some shout-outs.
Yeah, no, obviously you guys, I appreciate it. Shane for winning again, like thoroughly deserved as well. Rush just for being unlucky, and then Cap for turning up and making the numbers.
All right, in that case, we'll see you at Imola next time out.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Hopefully you'll get the top spot there.
I don't know. A top 5 will be enough, I think.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a track that I enjoy. I don't know how quick the car will be.
True. Well, see you next time.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Good night.
Tater.
Don't know what he was saying at the end there. Right, let's go for the driver that's probably kicking himself because his last lap got him a slowdown. Sam Blease, good evening.
Hello.
Blimey. Where do we start, Alan? Unbelievable entertainment and virtually on the cameras 100% of the time.
Well, that was the aim, I guess. I didn't have enough fuel. I pitted too early. And
well,
as a result...
We did wonder.
Yeah. I had to save fuel. So, like at the start, I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna get ahead of Stephen, so I'm gonna save a bit of fuel and try and make the lift to the pit stops."
Right. Yeah.
And then I tried to go as early as I could, and I went a lap too early. So, although I filled it, I still had to save basically for the whole race. And then when Shane came past, I was like, "Well, I'll either run out of fuel or I'll fight." And unfortunately, I didn't do that, and I instead got to slow down and finish third.
Yeah, well, you gave us a huge amount of entertainment on the way.
It was good fun. I enjoyed it. I mean, I'm at the championship anyway, so I might as well have fun with it.
Why not? You certainly had fun with that chicane. We saw you going a bit wild through there a couple of times, but I think the pivotal one was that last one on the last lap, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was
the only slowdown I had. I had a couple of 1Xs, but apart from that, it was reasonably safe most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was. It's just such a tricky track. Like, there's no. Your perfect lap is so much further away from your normal lap here.
Yeah.
Because there's several places where you have to take a gigantic risk to do the perfect lap, and it comes off, 50% of the time. But you've got to get 3 of them, or 4 of them, or 5 of them, or whatever in a row. So yeah, you have to be quite a lot further away from the limits to drive safely here, I think.
Yeah, I would say so. This is a track where I can actually agree with you on points, because this is one where I'm least bad at, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Next time
out tonight.
Hey?
Shame not to have you out tonight, mate.
No.
Gary was telling us how well you were going.
Yeah, I know.
He said you really loved the officials. You were going really well last night.
Yeah, this would have been one where I could have at least kept up.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. So, Imola next time out for you.
Yep.
How do you feel about Imola? It's sometimes sugar or salt for people, so...
Yeah, I'm not a huge... I don't have a massive opinion on Imola, really. I've not driven it very much. So sort of pre-iRacing, I never really drove it, and I've only been on iRacing, well, I say only, it's probably like 3 or 4 years now. But I've probably only actually done it like a couple of times in races where, you know, in when it's been on official weeks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's quite good fun. It's got decent flow. It's big enough, so there shouldn't be any traffic problems. It's a long lap.
Say when you've got all the TCRs under a blanket, yeah,
Well, yeah.
it'll feel busy, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, but I think it should be good fun. I'm not sure how the Honda versus Hyundai versus Audi will go, but we will see. Be an interesting discussion for next week, I imagine.
Yeah, I think so. Any shout-outs you want to make before we let you go and celebrate your 3rd place?
Oh, it's not really celebrating, but
Still a podium.
Well,
I wouldn't be throwing it back.
Podium, Sam.
I'm not complaining, but it should have been better. Everybody knows it should have been better than 3rd. But yeah, I mean, well done to Shane. He was driving really well. He had really good pace. So cracking win. Good on him. And Stephen's always there, isn't he? Even when he's not there on the pace, he's complaining. He still ends up 2nd, 3rd, whatever, and bringing home a bag of points. So yeah, well done to those guys. And as ever, thank you to BSTV for hosting us and putting this on and putting on the broadcast, which I will watch back tomorrow.
Yeah, grab yourself a big box of popcorn because it's certainly an entertaining one. You won't find more than about 2 or 3 seconds where there's not something ridiculous happening. So, brilliant racing tonight, highly entertaining, and we'll see you next time out at Imola. Sam, please.
You will indeed. Thanks very much, guys.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Sam.
Cool. Right, and then last in line, and one from a little bit further down the field, and half of the Battle of the Mats is Matt Flannery. Good evening.
Evening. How's it going?
Well, we're knackered, aren't we, Alan? That was just too much for our sensibilities, to be honest. I've had to take twice the dose of blood pressure pills just to keep myself alive.
I'm laying down.
Wasn't
I've been blood
much
transfusion.
with that.
Yeah, crazy. And you must be absolutely knackered after that. The Battle of the Mats, you were together nearly the entire race, duking it out, weren't you?
Yeah, pretty much. Got past him sort of nearest the start, I think, or maybe he started alongside me. But yeah, I don't think we lost each other the entire time. We lost touch with David a little bit after the pit stops, but yeah, good racing all the way through. And I think I've lost half my body weight, so...
Yeah. Watch the replay if you do nothing else, before the next one, because I think that was probably one of the most intense races. I think intense is a good word, isn't it, Alan?
Yeah, it's a very good word.
Yeah.
Because it didn't let off.
No, not at all. And you were swapping places with Matt. Everybody's called Matt apparently. In this instance, and Carl Hardy crashes in front of you. David Ayres makes his way through.
Yeah.
Everything going on, and then those pesky GT4s. They just keep upsetting everybody's party.
Yeah, they did get in the way a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm sure we were just as much of a pain for them, but yeah, no, it was yeah, good fun. Definitely look forward to watching this one back, and I think it was probably one of my better races so far this season.
Oh,
so,
yeah, that was good. We didn't see you like hooning it through the chicane like some of them were. I think you were doing it a bit more reservedly and definitely trying to keep your car alive to the end, which wasn't on other people's agendas, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think it's I only picked up sort of 4 incidents in that, I think. So yeah,
Wow.
fairly clean.
That's pretty good going, Matt, let me tell you.
Should get an award just for that, to be honest. Imola next time out for you?
Yeah, haven't raced it at all on iRacing. Done it a few times on ACC.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mind it. Probably would prefer another week of Knockhill, if I'm honest. But
I couldn't survive it. My heart wouldn't last out. It really wouldn't. Any shout outs you want to make before we let you go?
No, just Matt and Dave, some good racing, and you guys for putting on as usual.
Awesome stuff. In that case, where did you finish? Actually, you finished in 8th. Tonight, Matt Flannery.
Yeah, fantastic race.
Thanks, guys.
Right then, that leaves us with the driver of the evening voting. Right, I'm going to go last because I already know who I'm going to go. Do we do one from each, Sam, or do we do just one?
We have been doing one for TCR and one for GT.
One for each, right? Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm going to make Sam do his choices first.
Oh, no. Good.
No, just no. Sam's voting for nobody, everybody. Okay. Do you want me to remind you of the names?
No, I know the names. I just don't know.
It's a hard one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's a hard one.
Very well, so
I want to give it to them all. So if you're like me, Sam, it's a struggle.
Okay, well, he won. Simon got my vote. Simple.
Right.
Well, that's good because that gives me my an alternate.
Right. And for your TCR vote?
Well, it's a shame Carl threw it away like 10 minutes before the end of the race because for once I would have voted for him. But I will go for Gary. I think he did well to finish 5th regarding the incident and the damage he got. It was a pretty good race.
It was a good recovery drive, wasn't it? Really, yeah. I can tie in with that one. All right, thanks for that, Alan. Where are you going to go? Where are you pitching your GT4 tank?
My GT. Well, I'm going to give this to Steph.
Oh, right.
Because I owe him a couple.
Right.
And I really think in these last few weeks he's driven fantastically well, and it's really hanging on right at the top there. And it's always determined, and it's always trying hard. Yeah, very admirable. And he's getting my shout this week.
Some stuff, and then your TCR vote. Where's that going?
Well, I think we're going to have to give that to Shane. It's a bit predictable, but hey, I don't care. What a race!
Yeah, you can't argue with that. He's 7 places up from where he started.
Yeah,
and that includes some TCR.
A place it's next to impossible to overtake, and really competitive cars. I think great performance by him.
Yeah. Right. That must leave me then. Okay. So my GT4 vote really has to go to. I'm going to go with Stefan as well, because I think that was one of his better drives. He's clearly shown that he's learned from previous races, and yeah, kind of a shame that he was chucking it at the scenery at the last. But to be duking it all race with Jamie Wilson, that's worth the vote. So one for Stefan there, and I'm tied between both of yours. So Shane's drive was basically a recovery drive to the front, and Gary's was a recovery drive from the back. Where'd you go with that? Stevens.
It's hard, man. This is a hard one this week. Really.
Yeah. I'll get butchered either way because I'll get done for voting for the winner, or I'll get done for voting for my teammate. So
yes,
I've got to go with. I still don't know. I've got to go with Shane. That was too good. Yeah, driving like that under pressure, that many overtakes, just too classy.
Yeah.
So Shane for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Good choices, I think.
Yeah.
We've all made good choices actually. That was a really rock hard this week.
It was very challenging series of votes, that one. Right. So let's see where we're going next in BSTV. Obviously, next week, this series goes to Imola, as we've already said a number of times. We've got V8 ESC this Saturday, which is at Road America. for round 16 and
lovely.
17. Yeah, that'll be a great race, that one, or pair of races. Sprint feature, 30 minutes and 60 minutes. Then we've got on Sunday, we've got the Poopcast, which is the Poopcast episode 2, which is the second one, just in case you couldn't figure out that coded message. We've got a guest talker in there, and we've got Garage 101, where we're going to chuck some new things in. Hopefully never to see them in racing ever again. Or the world of motoring. We haven't restricted it just to racing, I don't think, just yet. So that'll be me and Clyde doing that one with a guest speaker. And then next week we've got Imola, and then Alt F4 returns on Saturday for Hockenheim, which, if all the other races that we've done so far are to go by, that will be as crazy as all the others. That is a great series. It's the first season that we're running. This is rounds 5 and 6. So a week on Saturday. Please tune in because that one's going to be great. Next time out for this one is Imola, like I've said about 6 million times. I've had a great time on this one tonight. It's been massively entertaining. Cannot still believe that Shane has done so many overtakes and made his way to the front of the TCR field. What are your thoughts on tonight's race, Alan?
It's easily the best race I've had the honour of commentating and talking about.
That's because of your co-commentator, though, right?
Well,
I'm a step up on the previous one, right?
Well, if this is what if the racing goes like this, I think they should put you in the box every week. Then I think you should, because honestly, this was fantastic, and all credit and kudos to the drivers for putting on such a fantastic race for us all to relish.
Absolutely. I'll skip Sam and go straight to closing the broadcast, I think, because I think he's eager to get away. I did miss someone that entered into the chat. That was Chris Jackson. Missed his little message there when he said evening all.
Evening, Chris.
Yeah, and I'll bring this broadcast to a close now after saying thanks to all the drivers. Thanks to us for putting it on, and me for giving up probably what would have been likely one of my better results. And thanks to you, Alan, for spending all your time this evening in the booth with me. It's been brilliant chatting with you and laughing at what we were seeing and gasping at all the crazy driving. So thank you very much for that, and thanks to Sam for doing the cameras and keeping us all on the right path. Thanks to everybody for watching, and thanks for your comments in the chat. We'll see you next time out, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you very much. I'll hand you over to Alan.
Good night, my dears, and thank you for listening. And I'd like to say well done to Sam tonight. The camera work was fantastic, and especially when you couldn't see the cars. It was an amazing job he did, I thought.
Thank you, Alan. Yeah, what's stuff to say? Well, yeah. Good night, everybody, and see you Saturday for some good action in the V8.